You walk into the kitchen at 6 in the evening. Someone is microwaving a frozen dinner. Someone else grabs a plate and disappears into their bedroom. Another person eats standing up over the kitchen counter while scrolling on their phone. Everyone lives under the exact same roof. Everyone shares the same home address, yet everyone in the house is completely alone. It feels convenient. It feels flexibly. It seems to fit our modern, chaotic schedules. But the truth is much stranger than that. This fractured way of eating is silently draining your family's emotional energy and driving a deep wedge between you and the people you love. We tend to think eating is just about fooling the body with calories. We treat meals like a quick, mechanical gas station stop during a busy day. To your brain, however, eating has never been just about physical survival. For hundreds of thousands of years, sharing food was the ultimate biological signal of trust and safety. In ancient times, sitting down together in a circle to eat meant the daily hunt was finally over. It meant the physical threats were outside the perimeter, and the tribe was secure. Your brain evolved it to associate shared meals with deep biological safety and social bonding. Neuroscientists call this critical protective process social buffering. When you sit down at a table with people you trust, your brain senses a safe, low-stress environment. Your parasympathetic nervous system turns on. This is your body's essential rest and digestion mode. Your heart rate slows down. Your body stops pumping out stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. At the exact same time, your brain begins to release oxytocin, the key hormone responsible for trust, empathy, and connection. When you strip away the shared dinner table, you strip away that daily biological reset button. Instead of unwinding together at the end of the day, every family member stays locked in a state of mild chronic stress. Your brain remains on high alert, even inside the walls of your own home. You end up feeling exhausted and burnt out at night, but you cannot figure out why. The physical isolation at mealtime directly fuels mental exhaustion and emotional distance. When kids and teenagers take their plates to their homes to eat alone in front of a screen, a dangerous psychological shift occurs. Eating while staring at a glowing screen floods the brain with cheap, passive dopamine. Eat disconnects the mind from the physical experience of eating and blocks emotional awareness. Isolated eating removes the tiny micro-interactions that build lifelong emotional resilience. Without a shared dinner table, young minds miss out on daily conversational calibration. They miss out on hearing complex adult vocabulary, learning how to read subtle facial expressions, and navigating mild disagreements in a safe setting. In fact, research shows that regular family mealtime builds a child's vocabulary and language skills faster than reading bedtime stories. When children eat alone, they lose that daily laboratory for social and emotional development. Studies show that teenagers in families that rarely eat together face significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. They lack a structured, predictable anchor in their daily routine to ground them. When a bad day happens at school or work, an isolated bedroom becomes an echo chamber for negative thoughts. Without the gentle distraction of a shared meal, rumination loops take over the mind. Now, here is a counterintuitive turn that changes everything. You do not need gourmet meals, perfect table manners, or deep, profound conversations to fix this. In fact, forcing long, intense interrogations at the dinner table often backfires and creates more tension. Asking a stressed teenager 10 consecutive questions about their grades as soon as they sit down triggers their threat response. What actually heals the mind is not fancy, food or formal, forced conversation. It is the simple, low-pressure ritual of shared presence. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sitting in the same physical space, eating without screens, creates a microculture inside your house. It sends a quiet, powerful message to your brain: you belong here, you are seen, you are safe. It gives your nervous system explicit permission to drop its guard and recover from the day. Over time, this tiny daily habit acts as a psychological buffer against peer pressure, burnout, and loneliness. So how do you rebuild this habit in a world full of hectic schedules and digital distractions? You start small. You do not need to overhaul your entire life overnight. First, pick just 3 days a week to protect a shared meal time together. Second, create a strict screen-free zone for those 20 minutes. Place all phones in a basket away from the table. Third, keep the conversation light and low stakes so the table feels like a sanctuary. not an interrogation home. Look at how dinner looks in your house today. Are you using mealtime as a quick pit stop between tasks? Or are you letting fractured schedules isolate the people you care about most? He claiming the dinner table is not about nostalgia or old-fashioned rules. It is about giving your brain and your family the human connection they have been starving for all along.